What you know about that new Morgan Wallen album, dude?
I don't know, is it hype?
It's all right. It claps. All right, we're back here with Mr. Taylor Bullard for part 2 of this podcast. This portion, we're going to talk about your Copper State elk tag that you drew.
Hell yeah.
So we got some details here. So tell us about the Copper State elk draw tag.
So what was it, about a month ago that it came out? So I drew the tag. I was very lucky. I got a phone call from a nice lady at Arizona Game and Fish, and I honestly didn't believe it when she called me. But the Copper State draw, they've been doing it for 3 years now.
3 years, yeah.
There's 2 elk tags, an antelope tag, and either 2 or 3 deer tags. So all said and done, when you apply for every tag possible, it's $77. Mm-hmm. And I didn't apply for all of them. I think I did 3 of them or 4. I did both the elk tags and I think 2 deer tags. Mm-hmm. And when the lady called me and told me I drew the tag, she kind of explained a few of the details about it to me, like that it was a money raiser for the AZ Game and Fish. Yeah. Rather than raising tag prices and hunting license prices across the board for everyone, they do this Copper State draw. It's like a voluntary basis, so you don't have to purchase chances if you don't want to.
Right.
But at the same time, enough people are willing to put up the $77 for a slim chance at a freaking amazing tag.
Right, it's pay to play on that stuff, so right. It's just luck of the draw.
Yep, so in my opinion, it is a good thing. I mean, I've got better odds of getting one of these tags than I do of ever getting like a governor's tag or something.
Right. The stuff gets a little bit high dollar on that.
Right. So as I think most people are in the same boat as me on that. So at least it's a chance at getting a freaking amazing tag, and it's an extra tag. So say I drew a normal tag in the normal draw, and this, I could kill 2 bulls.
Yeah.
Same with the deer tag. If you get your OTC archery deer tag, if you would have drawn one of the deer tags, you could kill 2 deer in the same calendar year.
Right. And a lot of people that come to the shop get kind of confused about that, because we do in Arizona have OTC and draw tags you can apply for. And if you kill, like on a regular tag that you drew, if you draw that tag and you also have a OTC tag, once you kill an OTC buck, you're done.
Right.
The same thing vice versa.
I think in the regs it says it blatantly, you can only kill 1 deer per calendar year.
Right. But on this one,
on this it's a totally different thing. And
yeah.
It also doesn't take away from your points for the point system. So it's just a bonus tag, and the odds of drawing it are extremely slim. I would say it's safe to say if I didn't put in for it in the future, I'd be money ahead, because I don't think I'm going to hit it twice.
You never know, dude. Lightning can strike twice.
Right. I will still be putting in for it. I mean,
when they first called you, you thought it was kind of like a scam, though, right?
Yeah, I literally thought it was a scam. So I was just working, and I get a phone call coming through on my truck, and I look at the number, and I get like a couple scam calls a day. I think most
like
people do. And I look at it, and I'm just letting it ring, and I take a second look. I'm like, well, it is a 602 area code. And usually it says something along the lines of like possible scam or something. And it said, I forgot what it said, but I'm like, well, at least it's a local number. Let me answer it. So I hit answer, and I was out in Rio Verde where there was hardly any service.
Oh, yeah.
And so it was kind of breaking up a little bit while she's talking to me. And I just couldn't believe it. She's like, is this Taylor? I'm like, this is him. She's like, well, I got some good news. You drew the Copper State draw, and I'm pumped. Like, I knew that I put in for 4 of the tags, and all 4 of them were awesome.
Yeah, you draw any one of those, and you're going to be happy.
Yeah, so I'm like, honestly, I'm a deer hunter. I was hoping that was the first thing that came to my mind, was like, man, that'd be unreal if I get another deer tag.
Yeah.
But when she said it, I couldn't believe it. And she said that something was wrong with their secure line to accept my payment, so they were going to have someone else call me later at noon, she said. And I'm like, okay. And as I was on the phone with her, she was explaining some of the details about the draw system and how it doesn't go against your bonus points and stuff. And then once we got off the phone, I'm just thinking like, man, is this a scam? I'm like, if it is, they really did their research because they knew all that stuff.
Right.
Well, someone was supposed to call me back at noon to take my payment. And it cost the same as a normal tag. So if you drew an elk tag, it's the same price. It's $135.
Right.
So noon comes along and no one's called me. 1 o'clock comes along, no one's called me. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I don't want to miss my opportunity, because I did get an email, and it said if you don't pay for this tag by 10:30 a.m. or maybe 1:30, either 10 or 1:30 the next day, they're gonna move on to the next person.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you have ever called Game and Fish, but sometimes it takes a long time to get through, and especially nowadays they have like an automated system. It's frustrating as hell.
Oh yeah.
And so I start calling the automated system, and I'm like, can I speak with an agent? And then it restarts, an agent. And finally it starts ringing, and I get this guy on the phone, and I'm like, hey, I received a call this morning that I drew the Copper State draw and I haven't paid for it yet. Someone was supposed to call me. He's like, oh, okay, let me message her real quick. And I'm like, so is this late? I said the lady's name. I'm like, is she with you guys? And he's like, yep, that's the person that was supposed to call you. And I'm like, so right then I was like, oh, okay.
Kind of sunk in, and
yeah,
you
this is real.
Legit,
this is real. And he was typing away on the computer. I could hear him, and he goes, all right, hang up with me, and she's going to call you right now. And a different lady called me and told me that I was the last one to pay. She just got off the phone with other people. They all paid except for one guy that drew the antelope tag was undecided if he was going to take the tag or not. And I'm like, why wouldn't you take the tag?
Yeah,
but, I mean, he had his reasons.
Else,
She said it was an older gentleman, and he just wanted to think about it a little bit. So
yeah.
For me, I had zero hesitation.
You're just like, take my money.
Yeah.
Right now.
Right. If it was a scam, they would have gotten me.
It's like the creeper vans with free candy on the side, free elk tags, and you got Taylor hooked.
Exactly right, dude.
So which units did you draw for this tag, and then what are the hunt dates?
So the dates, it's August 15th through October 15th. And the dates, or the units are 5A, 5B, 6A, 6B, 7, 8, 15A, 15B, 16A, 17A, 17B, 18A, 18B, 19A, 19B, and 20A.
Yeah.
So it's not your premier Unit 23.
It's not, but how we were talking before,
right?
You look in the bow hunting record books, and some of those bulls that are in there are from those units.
Right. There's big bulls everywhere here.
Yeah.
It's just going to be, I mean, it's elk hunting. It's going to be a lot of work no matter what you're doing.
Yeah.
Where you're
you got it during a good prime time. You get to hunt before anybody else gets out there.
Right.
So you do have that benefit, and you do have a lot of friends that are willing to help you and that have already reached out to you.
Yep.
And you've even had outfitters reach out to you
Yep.
to get you some help and stuff too. And I'm sure there's some that want to get paid, and there's some that are even willing to help you out for free too.
I've had a couple outfitters say they're willing to help me.
Yeah.
And some guys we shoot archery with, and everyone's giving me a ton of info already. And I haven't even like pressed anyone. Like the day I drew the tag, once I posted about it on Instagram, and I had people reaching out to me just like, hey, I know this area really well, and I've seen giants. Like, you're more than welcome to join me. Just let me know. So I'm going to start hitting some people up. I'm actually going out next weekend to do my first scouting out there. And
because you said you had one more shed hunt trip that you had planned, and then...
No, I'm going... So that was this weekend.
Okay.
And then this coming weekend is Clintswell Archery shoot.
Right.
And then I'm going out the next after that.
Gotcha.
I would like to go shed hunting. I'm thinking maybe this guy dropped his fresh sheds in the same area, dude. Now I'm going to be thinking about that all year.
Check your truck for trackers and stuff.
Right, dude. I've already kind of been worried about that.
Yeah, dude. Well, even with your buck and all the rest of stuff.
Literally, dude.
Have people trying to keep tabs on you.
Right.
That's awesome. No, you have a lot of people that are going to be able to help you, and like you said, are already willing to help you, and knowing how you hunt, you're going to put all your efforts in there. So
right.
I have good faith you're going to be able to get something big, at least found, if not knocked down, right? And you shoot really well. So
with the season being as long as it is, I get to hunt before everybody else, during the archery hunt, and then after the archery hunt. Like I get 2 months of prime elk hunting season.
Right.
I would be happy for it to be a spot and stock kill before the archery hunt.
That'd be cool.
I'm kind of hoping that's how it goes down. I feel like that's
your bread and butter.
That is my bread and butter.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you find them, all I gotta do is find one.
Find them, sneak in, check your wind, all the regular stuff, right?
Exactly. They're not pressured and stuff, so they're not expecting someone to sneak up to them that time of year and poke them.
Sling an arrow at them.
Yeah, so I'm really hoping, I'm envisioning that's the way it's going to go down, and
good.
I feel pretty good about it. I know,
Yeah.
like we said, we got several people that know these areas really well and are willing to help me out.
Yeah. And another topic we wanted to kind of talk about is what keeps you in shooting shape, right? Like you shooting all the time and you're able to actually make good ethical shots even out to good distances. So we wanted to kind of touch base on like 3D archery, the tournament scene, and why we're kind of seeing a decline in certain classes at those 3D tournaments and stuff too.
Right.
Whether it's participation of new people or, like, to be brutally honest, like people putting out the money to shoot the money class and knowing that they're going to have to compete against the best of the best, right?
Right. I mean, me and my dad, ever since I was a kid, it's all I've known is shooting archery tournaments and stuff to be prepared for deer hunting. Like my whole world revolves around that. Mm-hmm. So it's hard for me to understand like the mindset of like, let me just knock the dust off and go hunt.
Right.
I mean, I really feel very strongly about competing in tournaments as much as you can. I mean, at bare minimum, go to one.
Yeah.
And,
because you might not like it, right? Like,
right. Maybe you don't.
You don't know if you don't.
I don't blame you if you don't make your whole world revolve around archery and archery hunting. Like, that's fine, obviously. But at the same time, it's frustrating to me that I have to share my passion out in the woods hunting and stuff, archery especially, with people that don't really care about it as that much to the point, like, I don't know the point I'm trying to make, like, without sounding like,
I think you're always, well, it depends on how people take it, right? You're not saying this to justify your words and make your words a higher priority than someone else's, because some people don't have the time to shoot year round, or maybe they only have a certain time where they could dust off their bow and shoot it before season. But you also have to be able to put a barrier against yourself of what you're actually capable of doing, and not go out there and just start slinging arrows at animals that are at 80 yards.
Right. A lot of it pertains to ethics,
right,
and morals, and just being the best you can be for the animal.
Right.
Like, and for the health of hunting and the deer herd and everything. Mm-hmm. So you talk to hundreds of archery hunters, obviously, working at the archery shop. Mm-hmm. Almost anyone you talk to got an opportunity on the biggest buck or the biggest bull they ever had and missed.
Right.
Or made a bad hit and didn't recover it. to me, that's like my worst nightmare.
Oh yeah.
And I've been say lucky, or I don't know. I put in a lot of work, and I've always came out on the positive side. When I have my opportunity at a big animal, I have capitalized. Mm-hmm. I did draw Unit 27 elk tag a couple years ago, and I failed on that.
Yeah, but I don't think that was a lack of you not being prepared. I think that was different circumstances.
Right.
And
I did miss a nice bull on the second to last day. And whenever I told everyone the story, they say it happens, and I say, does it? Does it happen? It doesn't usually happen.
It doesn't usually, but it can.
It can happen.
Yeah.
But I'm not about to say I'm not about to even have that in my vocabulary.
You're doing as much as you can in whatever's within your power to make sure you're prepared in terms of getting the jitters out of it, right? So adding that tournament aspect and having that extra bit of pressure as you shoot.
Right.
And also shooting up until those tournaments and getting prepared and making sure your skills are there, your anchor's there, your equipment's there, right?
Right.
Not just busting out your bow right before a tournament, right?
Yep. Yeah.
You're sure you've been shooting your 3D bow before this weekend?
Yeah.
Since when, dude?
Since after Vegas.
Since you stopped hunting.
Right.
Or after Vegas, right?
I mean, I shoot, it's just honestly, like Eddie had a good point there. If competing is different than just showing up and shooting a fun course.
Right.
Like, fun courses are great, but honestly, to really step up your game and shoot better in a hunting situation, you need to put pressure on yourself to do your best. Mm-hmm. And that comes from competing.
Yeah.
Whether it's you want to kick everyone else's ass, or you want to
improve your score,
beat yourself from last time, whatever it is, you have to have a goal in mind that puts a little bit of pressure on you to do better.
Yeah. So Mike, we went to 3D League at Ben Avery last Thursday, and Mike took his girlfriend Christina out there, and I heard the best advice you could ever tell somebody. Because she was like asking, it was her first 3D shoot, there's a bunch of new faces and stuff, and she got put in my group with Mike just because we're going to kind of guide her through it. And she goes, well, what should my score be? And Mike's like, it doesn't matter what your score is right now. Your goal is to shoot good and go through the skills. And he's taught her, like, her form is so good, like everything's really good, and it's cool to see it. And he said, like, don't worry about what the score is today. Worry about maybe what the score is next week, because you want to try to beat it.
Right.
Your goal is not to beat me or beat someone else. It's to beat your score and beat yourself and keep going and making progressions on that stuff. So, yeah, maybe you don't need to compete. Maybe you go out there on a fun course with your buddies and you compete against yourselves and you put some money on it. Hey, $1 in a target or something, right? But in reality, you're trying to outperform yourself and keep progressing. So it's there.
It's crazy in archery. It's like none other, the mental aspect of
that's the hardest part.
Archery from the gate. Like the way even she already was asking, what should my score be? Like, that's a little bit of ego that's already in there from a girl. Most of the time, girls are much easier to teach archery because they don't have such a strong ego about having to do well.
Right.
Whereas almost every guy I mean, and I don't blame them, but I've been doing this my whole life. Mm-hmm. So I'm lucky that I can see these things and understand what's happening. Whereas, like, guys will show up to the range and feel like they should be able to perform, like, as well as me. I've been doing this my whole life. Like, don't even think about it that way. You need to just do your thing, and that's going to help you do better. Yeah. And I mean, I wish I could explain that a little bit more elegantly, but it's such a crazy mental game. Yeah. That I see people just shooting themselves in the foot, for lack of better explanation. I mean, they're just thinking about it too in a way that they shouldn't be.
Right. You're taking one shot at a time, right? And I see it all the time in here too. when people come in and shoot and they're scoring their target, right? All right, I'm going to shoot a 300 round, a Vegas style 300 round. Okay, well, this guy only shot, let's say you shot a 180, right? Your goal is to beat that 180.
Right.
But you're also not meant to be thinking about the 180. You're thinking about that shot at that time. If you start thinking about that score,
Right.
as soon as you get to that 170, you got one arrow left. What do you think you're going to do?
Yep.
It's too much pressure on yourself. You should only just think for that shot and make sure you're breaking that clean shot every single arrow.
Right.
And that, like you said, we're saying it again, but it's all mental. You got to learn that mental side, and that's the hardest part. The skills there, there's YouTube University and stuff, and people are going to show you form and all the rest of this stuff, and it'll be there, and you're going to learn that. But the mental side of it is the hardest part, I think.
Yep, and it messes people up in ways that they don't even comprehend that that's what's happening. Mm-hmm. They're thinking like, why did I miss that? And what's happening is they're totally breaking down.
Yeah.
And they don't know it because they're so focused on hitting this one, or I gotta do good. And like, I've seen people in here before. I used to shoot in here all the time, and there would be like people just come in and rent bows, and they're shooting, and they're smashing good groups at like 15, 20 yards. Mm-hmm. Then they put a balloon up there, a big balloon. They've been shooting a group like this big, and the balloon is this big.
Right.
Can't hit it.
Yep.
Because they just want to hit that so bad that they're doing, whether it be peeking or
You're too focused on the outcome
exactly
of the shot instead of worrying about making a good shot.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly right. And it's just so crazy to see that happen time and time again with different people. Like, I just noticed that stuff when I was shooting, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And I can watch the person's form break down at the same time, because after I noticed that happening, I'm like, I'm gonna watch them. Whereas like before, they were making good shots. I could just see, like, hey, for being a beginner archer, they look great.
Right.
And then when that balloon goes up there, they just fall apart. They're doing it totally different. It's just crazy. And I just really am an advocate for shooting tournaments competitively to improve your hunting.
Mm-hmm.
And
exactly.
It used to be a lot of people shooting our tournaments locally, and now it just seems like there's less and less every time.
Yeah.
And I wish I could figure out what it is.
It's strange because we're, in terms of a shop and stuff and what we're seeing, we see new archers all the time that we get set up, but they'll get started and stuff, and they'll shoot in here, and then we'll see them out at Ben Avery, but they never kind of progress from there. And I don't know if like they get burnt out, or if they don't want to hunt, or like put that challenge against yourself and get out there and again just shoot one tournament, try it.
It is really fun.
Yeah. Hit someone up, hit Taylor up, hit myself up, hit the shop up. Anybody here at the shop will kind of guide you through that.
Right.
Maybe you just want to go shoot league one day at Ben Avery. Come out.
Right.
We'll guide you.
Yeah, maybe even, I mean, people just need to not be afraid of asking and talking to people that are like if you see a guy at Ben Avery that's just stacking arrows,
mm-hmm.
don't be afraid to talk to him, and because that guy is probably more than willing to help you out with your equipment or help you explain anything you have to ask, because a person that's advanced at archery has already been through a lot of stuff that it's hard to figure out by doing your own research.
Right.
If you just like I've seen guys do their own research that are great at doing their own research, and they have great form and they shoot great and they've been dedicated to getting good, go to their first tournament and their eyes are just open like, oh my gosh, I learned so much from this group of guys that have been doing this forever.
Right.
In this one weekend that I learned more in this one weekend than I did the whole last year. It
trumps everything that they learned in research.
Right.
Yeah.
And because it just, the way the information moves so fast between those guys at the tournaments and stuff that have been doing that for a long time.
Right.
It's just a huge, it's going to help with your progression so much if you just go to a tournament. At least one. If you hate it, I say go again.
Hate it until you don't hate it.
Right. But you should really just put in the effort to be the best you can, because you are sharing the same hunting grounds as everyone else, and you should respect that.
Yeah, 100%. But just to wrap everything up there, again, get out, shoot some 3D tournaments with us. If you're nervous to, come out to 3D League, at least try it once.
Right, you've got nothing to lose except for maybe a couple arrows.
Right.
Nobody's gonna be mean.
No one's gonna judge you.
No one's gonna judge you, because
I've missed out a tournament. I've missed out a side
this year.
Right. Oh yeah, dude, the Ben Avery one, right?
Yeah, we all understand that you got to start somewhere.
Yep.
And like, if go to your first tournament, so I started going with my dad when I was a kid.
When you were 12?
Right, 12 years old at my first tournament. 11, probably younger than that actually, because I deer hunted when I was 12.
Okay.
So I went before that. And so whenever someone gets started in archery on their own without some serious guidance, like I did with my dad,
yeah,
I respect the hell out of that. I can only imagine what it must be like to go to your first tournament with no knowledge of what's going on, or especially if you're not going with like your friends or someone that's your friend that has gone.
Right.
If you just show up and out of nowhere and shoot, I'm gonna respect the hell out of that.
Yeah.
And I'm almost certain you're gonna enjoy it, and I'm 100% certain it's gonna make you better.
That's funny that you said that. So my homies from Chino, they wanted to come down and shoot, and I was like, oh yeah, just come down, we'll shoot. There's a shoot at Usery, and you guys just meet me there and we'll shoot. Well, I didn't tell them it's a tournament, right? So we all get signed up and stuff, and I was like, hey, just so you guys know, like, I could potentially not be shooting with you guys because this is a tournament. Well, we got kind of lucky because they put me in a different group. Their group is right behind me, and they were missing one guy, and we had one extra guy in our group. So I was like, hey, do you guys mind if I just go over to their group? So I was able to walk them through the whole tournament and stuff, and we had a freaking blast, dude. It was so much fun, and they're like, I don't know if we could have shot the tournament, like, if you didn't come to our group and shoot with us. I'm like, dude, I guarantee you anybody else that were to move from that group over here and shoot with you guys, it would have been the same thing. They would have guided you the same way. They would have went through all the things that you have to do and you have to kind of learn during a tournament, because there are certain rules and stuff.
Right.
Can't touch the arrows before they get scored and all that good stuff. But we're gonna teach you that stuff. They're not gonna
you're not gonna
let you be all willy-nilly
or something for one little mistake.
Right. If you continue to do that, then yeah, there might be some questions and stuff. But that's the whole point of what we're trying to cover. And we're there to help people out and to have fun and promote the sport of archery.
Exactly. It's
get
for
more
fun.
people out. Exactly.
It's for fun.
Yeah.
And we're there to have fun, and we're all there to improve and have fun.
Yep.
And shoot bows.
Exactly right. Well, let's wrap it up. Let's cover some Instagram questions that came in. So this is from Angel's friend, Stephen G. He goes, what does it take to become a big-time shooter guy? So same thing we kind of just covered. He's just being goofy. He knows Taylor. He knows that Taylor wins a bunch of tournaments and stuff.
I shoot a lot.
Yep.
Talk to everyone that's better than you. Ask them what to do.
Yep.
Try that. If that doesn't work, ask someone else. Try something else.
Ask someone that's better than you. Exactly. Is what you said.
Right. Just get in deep as you can and learn everything you can and just shoot your bow.
Yep.
And,
exactly.
And honestly, that I made some of the biggest strides in my skill level just by shooting a lot.
Yeah.
And just learning, like, after you shoot like 80 consecutive arrows, all of a sudden you really start feeling things like, okay, this is what's really working.
Right.
And once you start feeling that, you don't stop.
Right.
You got to ingrain that, like, okay. And then the next day, you start over, basically.
Exactly.
And you start with that.
Yep.
And you're shooting, and once you get 50 plus arrows in, okay, things start clicking. And the more you practice, the better you get.
100%. Next question, Chris W. He said coordinates of the sheds. So that first story that you posted and we reshared it, we already had people kind of reaching out and saying, like, sending pictures of bulls with the same genetics and stuff, right? And I'm sure you're gonna probably get some more questions.
Yeah, I'm surprised that nobody sent me a picture of this bull on the hoof with how unique he is. I mean, I hunt some spots that I feel like are top secret, but nothing's a secret.
Right.
You can't have nothing nice. I mean, every time, I don't even try to think that, oh, I'm the only one that knows about this now, because I've had that foiled too many times. So when I found, that's one of the first things I thought, when I post this, someone's going to hit me up with a picture of this bull. Or someone's going to ask me where I found the sheds, because this is where I saw him on the hoof. I'm like, well, I don't really care to tell you that.
But honestly, elk travel so much, right? Where they drop sheds is not where they normally run during the rut, and not where they normally run after the rut.
Definitely.
So these things move crazy, and like you said before, hopefully you can find this year's sheds or whatever, hopefully.
I do know that they tend to drop them in the same areas year in, year out. So like that's what I've been thinking of the last couple of days is, man, I want to get in there, because I did find these in a little bit of there's a lot of country that I haven't looked at, right?
Yeah.
Right in the immediate area that I found these, because I glassed these up across a canyon, so I'm already in deep. Glass across a canyon. Well, there these are.
Yeah.
Okay, so now it just opens a whole new pocket I need to pound.
Yep.
I'm not too pumped for it because it's rugged as hell and thick and nasty.
Well, like you said before, you're going out there to work out and get your legs under you. So
exactly right.
It'll be worth it regardless if you find them or not.
Yep.
Matt 5. Why are mule deer better than coos deer?
That's his opinion.
That is his opinion.
That opinion that will be a debate till the end of time.
Yep. Depends if you talk to Elfie, right?
Right.
Elfie versus someone that just wants to kill mule deer, like Brent or somebody.
Honestly, I have no preference. I like them all as long as they are big and beautiful.
Yeah. And you said it before. Sometimes, like this year.
I was chasing mule deer the opening week, and it didn't work out. And the spot where I like to mule deer hunt is just tough as hell. It's rugged and dry and a lot of work. So I kind of went to a little bit softer spot, and that just happens to be a great spot for coos. And I shot the coos. I mean, I do like eating coos. They taste
over mule deer?
I think they taste better than mule deer. I've only eaten a handful of mule deer, but the coos is like the best thing I've ever had.
It's good, dude. I love that stuff.
And I don't know, I've never killed like a low desert coos in January, but I can imagine that a early August buck eating a ton of green stuff tastes better than a low desert coos during the rut.
I'm sure, yeah.
But I do love eating the ones I've eaten.
Yeah, both my coos are velvet coos, so they were good, dude.
Right, same.
And I've had like Eastern.
I've eaten a ton of Eastern whitetail stuff. It's always been hit or miss. I don't know what causes it.
Okay.
My dad and I always targeted mature bucks, and we shot does too. Mm-hmm. And every time it's a hit or miss. One time it tastes super gamey. The next time it tastes great. Like a couple years ago, me and my dad both he killed a really big buck, and I killed a nice mature buck, and they were both great.
Yeah.
And the next year, my dad killed a deer and I didn't in Kansas. And so he gave me some of his meat, and I bring it back, and it just tastes gamey. And we've been doing it the same thing. We killed it at the same property during the rut.
Yeah.
Mature bucks, it's like there's not that many variables that could be changing.
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe they're eating a different crop causing that. I don't know.
But even so, I don't know if you remember when you killed your bull in 27. We each took a cut of that backstrap. We each cooked it a different way, right?
Literally the same backstrap.
Yep.
Cut them up into steaks. We cooked it on a flat iron grill. We cooked it on a propane grill. And we cooked it chicken fried steak.
Yep.
And the chicken fried steak and the flat iron grill tastes like a New York strip.
Yep. It literally tasted like beef.
Yes. the one we cooked on the propane grill tasted like you licked an elk.
Yeah, like you drank a sip of wallow juice.
Literally,
It was disgusting.
It tastes like an elk.
I don't even think we finished it.
It was crazy.
Gross,
it was crazy. I'm like, holy crap.
That's so wild.
So
that could be part of it.
I don't know what. I wish I knew the exact variables because Eastern whitetail has a ton of meat.
Yeah.
And just sometimes you just have to try to get over that flavor. But Matt, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know.
Just kill one just swap back and forth, Matt.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I've been trying to do. I just been getting luckier on the coups.
Yep. Miguel M, how should I start in tournament archery? So same thing we already covered before. Just get in there, dive head first. Don't chicken out and just get some help from somebody. Reach out to Taylor. Reach out to Matt Fife. He shoots a lot of tournaments, and there's a bunch of people willing to help.
Going to the tournaments, you learn so much.
Yeah.
You will just learn all these little things that help you improve ever so slightly each time.
Yeah.
And even the best of the best archers are still improving. Like that's just something you gotta understand, and maybe you have to love that because you're never gonna be perfect, and that's what a lot of these guys are striving for.
Yeah. Next one, Emmanuel. What class should I shoot at an archery tournament? So I'll let you take it.
So the classes are based on your equipment a lot of times. So most people have a hunting setup. So if your sight is a movable sight, then that's going to put you in a different class that allows a movable sight.
Correct. But also, if you have a movable sight and you don't move it, you can still use it for hunter class. In some of them.
Right.
So honestly, you're right, but it really it depends on the tournament too.
Right.
So I think a lot of the stuff here now, you can have a movable sight, you just can't move it at the time.
It's like on your honor.
Yes, exactly.
As soon as the round starts, you're not allowed to adjust your sight at all.
And also, you're going to have stipulations on arrows and
most places. So most guys that are showing up for their first archery tournament are going to have a fixed pin sight with screw-in points, and your stabilizer a lot of times in hunter class has to be under 12 inches in length. That's from the very tip to the base where it connects to your bow.
Correct.
Under 12 inches. Those are the stipulations for hunter class, which is most guys that are going to be going to their first tournament.
Right.
I do think nowadays a lot of people might be shooting a single pin adjustable sight when they first start.
Right.
And if you're doing that, you're going to have to be in open class.
Yeah, you're going to get bumped to open.
Which open class is... you can have a magnified sight.
It's basically anything goes on open class.
Yeah, it's freestyle.
30-inch bar, magnified lens.
Glue-in points.
Big shafts.
Yeah, fast shafts. What else? I mean, the speed limits, a lot of times you don't really have to worry about that at the local shoot.
Yeah, the local stuff, and people honestly around, they're not really going to hit the speed limits, especially on a standard setup.
Yeah. And if you're shooting unknown.
Right. So there is unknown versus known.
Right. There's unknown distance. So you can shoot unknown, and that means you're guessing the distance of the target. And known class, you get to carry your rangefinder.
Exactly.
And
there's also classes for different ages too.
Right.
So kids,
and females. There's females.
Yep.
And there's traditional class if you want to show up with your recurve.
Like Russ.
Yeah.
That dude stacks with that thing.
Yeah. There was a lot of recurve shooters at Prescott this year.
Nice. Good.
They have a big class. One of the biggest classes that's there, I think.
It's fun, man.
Yeah.
I suck at it, but it's still fun.
Right. It is fun.
Awesome. Well, anything you want to cover before we wrap it up?
I think that does it.
We got Clint Wells. We're going to head up tomorrow. We're going to be shut down on Saturday, so that'll be fun.
Yep.
Get us a little bit of a break from work and get to hang out with our customers and shoot a tournament. So we're looking forward to it. But Taylor,
Eddie,
always a pleasure, dude.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. Well, if you have any other questions for us, hit up Taylor. He dropped his IG handle already, so go ahead and say it again.
It's the_Tay_Beezy.
Yep. But hit them up. Hit up all our friends. You guys know who you are. Everyone's going to answer your questions, and hit the shop up, of course.
Yeah, come into Arizona Archery Club. These guys will get you straightened out.
Heck yeah. You guys take it easy.